Hello, Aries. Thank you for joining me here at Leaping Lotus Tarot. Sorry it's been so long since I've done a reading specifically for you guys. I had a fire signs reading not super long ago, but the actual, just Aries, it's been a minute. So I'm going to dive right in for you guys. No delay. Take a deep breath for me if you would. Ground yourself into the present moment. Set your intention. What messages do you need to hear? I've got Tarot of the Divine today, as well as a Oracle deck. Okay, so far I've got 4 cards out in the reverse. We have a Knight of Wands in the reverse. Let's see if we can get this to focus here. We also have a Page of Coins in the reverse. We have a 9 of Coins in the reverse. And we have the Moon in reverse. Okay. All right, let's look at some of the imagery here. Someone may relate to horned creatures because we've got some looks like white elk or something like here with the Page of Coins, and then we've got some sort of mountain goat thing here with the Knight of Wands. We've got watermelon here with the 9 of Pentacles. And with the moon, we've got a lady on a bridge. The mountains of Switzerland may be relevant to somebody. So what this is kind of saying to me, I just feel like someone's unclear of their path. This is kind of what I'm getting with this. The 9 of Pentacles upright would be like, very happy and grounded in the present moment. Sorry, I've got a cat that keeps crossing the screen here, so that's her tail you're seeing. Yeah, with the Page of Coins and the Knight of Wands, it's like it feels like somebody's just not clear on where their destiny is. And with this person on the bridge too with the moon, that's like intuition, illusion. And she's on a bridge and she's kind of standing there looking at the moon. So she sort of feels like she wants to grab life by the horns, right? Kind of like with this Knight of Wands, but it's like the intention and the path is sort of unclear. It feels like somebody's okay where they're at. I don't think they're unhappy where they're at. But there's a discontent somehow. There's an anxiety maybe, or an anxiousness about where they need to go next. Okay, give me a little bit more info about that, please. Let's get some clarity. Tell me about where they need to go next, or Page of Wands, the Fool. To me, this feels like somebody needs to choose their passion. I think that right now they're focused on, okay, where can I make money? But it's like, no, don't focus on where you need to make money. What are you passionate about? And then the money will come. Fool's Journey. This is the first card in the major arcana here. So this is like somebody who needs to embark on a whole new journey. Somebody's like starting over. And that makes sense with the Page energy. That's a youthful card. We had that with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So there's just somebody who's at the beginning stages of something. They're having to start over. I don't think this is necessarily a youthful person, but it's somebody who's they're having to start over. That's just what this is. They're having to choose a path, and they're just not sure which path they need to choose, where they need to start over from, because they're like, okay, well, I need to start over where I can make money. But it's like, no, you need to start over where you're passionate. Yeah, that's confirmation, because as I shuffled, I got a bunch of cards out here. Now we have the Knight of Wands upright this time. And the Moon upright. Wow. And we've got the Page of Coins again now upright. So that's all confirmation. Yes, that's the answer to that. Now we've got 2 more cards that flipped out here. That is going to expand upon basically what I've just started to say. And we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and we have the King of Cups in reverse. There's something relevant here about this Cups energy, this emotion being in reversed. Tell me, let's ask specifically, why is the King of Cups in reverse? Let's get that answered first before we move on to the other card. So why is the King of Cups in reverse, please, for this reading? We're going to shuffle that through again because it just tried to give us the same cards. I need more clarity than the same emphasizing cards, right? Why is the King of Cups in reverse, please? King of Cups is in reverse because of the Ten of Coins being in reverse and the Page of Coins. Something is about finance here. Something's about finance. Someone is not making enough money and they're stressing about it and they feel like they can't do what they love because of the money aspect. So I don't know if this is an artist. I don't know who this person is. Just relate to your story. But yeah, somebody's like, I can't do what makes me happy because I don't make enough money at it. Now let's ask about the Knight of Swords. That was coming through in reverse. That can be a speed card. And so maybe someone just feels like with that they can't move quickly into what they want to do because of money. We got the Eight of Coins and we got the Devil. Somebody feels very frustrated by money here. So Eight of Coins, this is a work card, but look at her holding onto these pentacles here. She's like, her hands are bleeding and she's crying as she's holding onto the work. So whatever you're doing that you're not making money at, it must just be really hard work. You're frustrated. Somebody's frustrated. And we got the Devil. This is toxicity. So these thoughts, this pattern that you've been working has been hard and frustrating and you're not emotionally fulfilled and you need more money. That's like very clearly the message here. So let's get out of the energy of frustration here. Yeah, as I split the deck, we got the Five of Cups. This is where you're at. You're frustrated, you're sad, you're fed up. So let's just see. Come on, let's see. What's some advice? Where are we heading? We know you need to pick your passion, but we need some more like Page of Cups in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune reverse, Six of Cups. Okay. Somebody's head spinning. With the wheel, they're like, you feel like there's like a bunch of options. You're like, but none of them are like valuable options. There's so many different things you could choose, but they're not like what you want to do because you feel like whatever your true passion is, you don't make money at. So you're like, okay, well, let's look at all these other jobs, these other options to make money at. And it's like, no, that's not quite right. No, that's not quite right. Or that makes a little bit more, but I don't really like that job. Or, okay, I like this job a little bit more, but it's not quite. You're like looking at all these things that are just not quite fitting because you're avoiding the actual truth of you just need to do what you want and love and are passionate about and surrender to basically timing in the universe. Like you have to trust. Like this is a huge message of trust. And with the Six of Cups, what this is telling me is that whatever this thing that you love to do is, whatever this gift that you have is, that you're kind of like, I can't make money at it, and you're really frustrated about, this is something that you did, I think, in your childhood. You have good memories about this. Or if you are struggling, if you don't know what this gift is that you have, or you're like, you know, what can I do to make money that's like, you know, quote, easy to make money, like, if you do your gift, it's, you know, whatever that phrase is like, is if you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life, right? This is basically saying, because Six of Cups, this is nostalgia, memory, connecting with like family or, you know, people that are, you know, reminiscent of just things that you just had good feelings about, like when you were younger, basically. So what this is telling me is like, okay, if you're not sure what this gift is, look back to your past, look back to your childhood and find the things that you really enjoyed doing. And you might find a gift there and you may find something that you can dive back into and be passionate about that you love that can help get you on the straight and narrow and figuring out what it is that you want to do with your life. I'm going to get a couple more cards from the tarot, and then we're going to get some advice from the Wisdom of the Oracle. Actually, I'm not going to take the tarot, but I'm going to tell you what's on the bottom of the deck here. This is the Hanged Man. This is Piscean energy. So we started with the moon, right? Same thing. Now we have the Hanged Man. This is surrender, okay? Remember how I said the message here is to trust? You've got to surrender to this process and trust. If you don't trust in the divine and you keep living in a state of fear, you will always be in doubt, you'll always be in lack, and you're not going to get the money and abundance that you're looking for because of that fear energy. You have to move into love and trust. Love and trust is what's going to get you out of this stressful situation. So let's get some advice from the Oracle here. Also, by the way, this shirt is Sunfields. This is my brother's band. Check them out. It's kind of like a modern folky kind of sound. I think it's like Sunfields PHL, sunfields.phl or something like that on Instagram. Very small band, but they're cozy sounding and they're good. So just representing here, right? He recently moved back down here to South Carolina to work with the family, so very excited to have him back. Let's get refocused here, okay? Message from the Oracle. Advice for this person who needs to trust and surrender to this process. Surrender to their gift so that they can make money. Advice, please. Oh, there's one. Let's get one more. Hit like and subscribe if you have not already. Drop a comment. I love hearing from you guys, especially if there's a certain message that resonated for you or spoke out to you. All right, we have the gateway, open doors, opportunity, right timing. Perfect. I mean, that's what I said earlier. This is kind of about a timing thing, right? So this is emphasis on the timing. So you may not see what it is that you need to step towards right now at this moment, but if you trust and just keep working hard and surrender and you quit fighting it so much energetically, the door will open for you and you'll step through it. Stone of Destiny, life path, ambition, passion, yes. This is totally the message. This has actually been a really great reading because the message has not been unclear at all in this. It has been so re-emphasized. A lot of the same cards were trying to come out, and it just was so clearly that, like, you just gotta do what you love. I mean, the money will come. You have to follow your passion. You have to follow your gift. It's your life's work to do this. And there's a little hint saying that maybe it was in something that you've done in the past. It was something you did maybe in your childhood or have fond memories of. Okay, open doors, opportunities, right timing. Okay, just keep that in mind. That doors will open for you, but you have to get into a better energetic alignment with it. Remember the Hanged Man energy. Surrender. Okay, so if you need more messages around, you know, the Hanged Man, I feel like that's kind of like your symbolic, the moon and the Hanged Man. I feel like you should do some research into if you need to find deeper messages about that for you for this reading. Now, this is a fire sign reading, and those are both water sign energies. So I feel like this is like, you know, you're a fiery person, right? You've got your passion, and so this is almost like there's been nods to water energy with like the Page of Cups and stuff like that trying to come through. There's definitely in the King of Cups in reverse, there's something about emotion. There's a water aspect of things that you need to embrace here that is opposite of what you have been feeling in order to get back energetically on the right path so that you can align basically and frequency with the doors that need to open for you so that you can make money and do everything that you need to be successful on your life's mission and life's path and the gift and the things that you enjoy to do so that you can be fulfilled, right? I hope you enjoyed this message. Hit like and subscribe, like I said, and we will see you next time.